Hey Riders, yes, we are back again for a Thursday Muckers Worldwide Championship race. It's been a while, folks. Uh, you've all heard someone got a new job, so I've been pretty busy doing that. And of course, this race is smack dab in the middle of the day for me. This is 12 noon here in Alberta, Canada. Got my feet wet, know what I'm doing. So I've been out the house this morning already, made some calls, made a couple good new contacts. I think that's going to turn into something. Down the road, it's all about building those relationships. And hey, let's just call this my lunch break. How about that? So this will be my lunch break today. I'll get back after it later. And yeah, I jumped straight into... now, I was going to say my favorite race, but I am Team GRC. And I have my favorite race, but this is my favorite race right here. Been following the Muckers for quite a while now. I do got to point out that there's a lot of Muckers that are not present at the moment. They're having a little get together. Are they? I'm assuming Belgium, maybe. I'm not really sure. I heard from Neil. I think it was yesterday, and I've heard from a few others as well, which included Andy up, that they all like to have a get together. I think Torben, is it? Is that right? Dolph Vader, is that right? It's been a while, folks, since I've been here. Okay, so let's just get into the race here. So we're doing one of the challenge events. I think there was 3 routes in this challenge, and yours truly has done none of them. The last month's been so hectic. I've missed so much training. But I'm finally getting back at it. This is going to be a real interesting one here because it's 20 kilometers. We've got we've got over 1,000 meters of climbing. It looks like about 1,044 meters of climbing in total, with the majority of it being at the back end. However, we got some nice false flat stuff at the beginning, and if you look at about a quarter way in, look at the bottom of the profile here where my mouse pointer is, there's quite a nice kick there. Now, how is this going to play out? Because, the majority of the races I've covered lately, I haven't really done any big climbs. I'm finding that what I've noticed in the racing from watching others and racing myself is that the little kicks make a huge difference now with the new drafting. Like, you can get dropped pretty hard. So let's go through our riders here. Get to the front. Here's Stefan Schmitz at the front. Rude Bars, new rider to me. Hinsbergen, yep, perennial Mucker attendee. We've got El Roland. I like to watch El Roland. He likes to go on those long solo breaks. M4B's here as well. Gil Madiow, Tranberg, Silly Sill. Look at Silly Sill here, right at the front. I did take a quick peek today in this one. Let's just pop away for a second here. We're going to hit riders. And, can I do this right now? Yep, we can filter this right here. And you can see here we've got Silly Sill and Regina L. Regina must have jumped in at the last second. Because at first I just saw Silly, and I'm like, wow, she's the only lady willing to race. Could be a couple of things. Could be, she's just decimated the field so well that the rest have just taken some time off. Or, realistically, it's the spring. People are outside. And I thought Silly was going to be attending the Muckers get-together, which she very well could be because I think she lives very close by to where they are. Where the meetup is. I think they've done this in the past. Let's take a look at this right here. Bear Remy. So through the week, I'm just getting back to what I would call consistent with my rides. Let me get this mouse pointer out of the way here. And I saw Bear Remy was doing one of the easy Italian routes. Oh, there's those 4 nice flat Italian routes. I could just see them up ahead of me in the distance. They were like 3-4 kilometers up the road, but I could just kind of track them the whole way. So I thought maybe there's a chance I could catch up with them. But yeah, they kept pace pretty high there. So Silly's off to a great start here. Let's just talk about her for a second. Yeah, like one of the strategies now with the new draft is get yourself in with those strong riders. Use the draft to your advantage. Like hold on as long as you can before you need to drop back. Maybe you don't need to. Here's another name I've recognized. Erland. Erland Sundstrom. I think the first time I saw Erland was at some of the Australia Challenge events. Almost positive, and I think it might have been Wollonga Hill. Pretty sure where that is. We got Tranberg, Lewis 73, Matthias Hale, Mike Hagan, fellow Canadian here. Ratim. I see this rider a lot. Boogie Bill 70, Mako. Bebby 1983. There's a new name to me. Bat Builder, who I've seen before. We're just going to work our way down quickly here. Ratim Bat Builder. Here is the Shark of the Alps himself, Squalo del Alpi. Don Mateo 07. Yep, I've seen this rider before at one point. Chak. Always with the Muckers. Chorus, always joining the Muckers events. Wearing the worldwide jersey right there. Palgrave M. New one to me. Joining the Muckers for some hardcore racing on a Thursday. And the beauty of this one is this is probably the perfect one to come back to. Unfortunately, not all the Muckers are here who I'd like to see. But life gets in the way. It's just how things are. But this is the final race event for April Championship Series. So I think there might be some hardcore racing here today. We've got Igor B. We've got Swiss Chris 69. Here's Regina. So Regina is the other lady in the event today. She's a level 47. She's got herself in a nice group here with Pal, Igor, and Swiss Chris. Chorus is there as well. Let's just pop back again. Etap and Hengst. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if that's a word. I don't think it's a name. Ludwig B. Someone was just telling me about Ludwig. You know what? I could be totally wrong here. I think it was Nobby Styles telling me. Almost positive it was Nobby Styles telling me about Ludwig. If you don't know, I think I mentioned in my last video, but you know, that was a Team GRC video. We're into the Muckers Worldwide video here. On Saturday morning in our Discord, I saw 3 of the regulars in a voice channel. Nobby Styles, Rubu, and Granddad Rick. And they were doing a ride together. They had a voice channel open. I just jumped in. I wasn't riding. I was sipping coffee on a Saturday morning. And I finally got to chat with all 3 of them. And it was great. Like I said, you know, they all hear my voice. I've never heard their voices ever up until that day because our Discord is just primarily 99% text chat. And most people like it that way. You don't have to worry about talking or background noises. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do that more often. I'm just going to pop in and out and say hi to people and have a little chit chat. So yeah, we got Ludwig here. Pretty sure Nobby told me all about him. Very strong rider. Tom Builder. Yes, I've seen Tom before. When I saw this name last time, all I could think of was, Pillars of the Earth. Pillars of the Earth. Probably one of my favorite books of all time. The main character was Tom Builder. Okay, so we got Ludwig here. Yeah, you can see here they're going up some kicks here now. Just these little 5-6% kicks. Okay, I don't want to miss anyone. Wallow 70, I think that's what that's supposed to be. Peter 1980. Not fast, can't climb. Yeah, you can't climb. Yeah, you can. Come on now. Let's be confident here. Let's be optimistic, positive. Let's do this. Not fast, can't climb. Your name was a bit of a tongue twister there at first. We've got Solund here. New to me. Bondi, looks like another new rider. We got a guest rider here, 705, chasing after Bondi. Stick in that draft. Smart. Stick in the draft. Bottom Fall, who I've seen before. David Bures. Looks like they're probably the last rider on course. David got a late start to the race. You can see here on the bottom of the course. Very left-hand side of the screen on the bottom, the purple dot is David at the back here. Good to see David still getting after it, even though they started so late. Let's pop back to the front here. And it's the regulars. This is who I would expect to see here. We got Gil Mattiau, Carol Susick, Erland Sundstrom, Nelson Snyder, Bear Remy, Stefan Schmidt, M. Forby, Hinsbergen. So it actually is a bit of a break. We've only got 4 riders in the front. Actually 5. We got a 5 rider break out front. Let's get to map mode. You can see them here. 5 riders. That's Nelson, Gil, Carol, Erland, and Bear Remy up here. And it looks like Remy... Oh, no, sorry. That's just the way the name tag's showing up. We've got 5 riders within a couple of meters of each other. Then we bounce back to the L. Roland group with Stefan Schmidt. Here's a new rider for me. Schradl 1. Schradl 1. Okay. Hanging with some of the top guns here. I don't know this rider, but yeah, nice to see some new names, some new hitters. Let's get after this. Let's keep Rouvy Racing alive through the nicer months of the year. I think I've said in another one of my other videos, for me, ooh, and look up at the top of the screen here. You can see that deep orange, red stuff coming up. And that's just the first teaser. It will be the steepest part of the course today, but it's going to be just a short little span of it. We're going to be climbing gradually all the way up to about the halfway point. There'll be some flatter stuff in the middle, and then we kick again to the end. So this course is not going to be as high speed as some of the other events we've been watching. But yeah, Schradl's hanging right in there. Just taking a look at all the numbers here, folks. You know, sometimes people don't have the correct weight input, so, you know. But I'm not seeing that here anywhere. I'm just talking out loud to myself. So again, we've got the 5 at the front. I know all these riders very well here. Schradl, I don't know. But L. Roland, Stefan, M. Forby, Tranberg, Ruud Bears is a new one for me as well. But I'm seeing a level 81 rider here. So obviously he has been around Rouvy a lot, rides a lot. Ruud Bars, I think I had said Ruud Bears before, and that might just be your new name. I do that a lot. Okay, another new rider, Coney Coupe. Hitting the hard kicks as well here. Alongside Tranberg, M. Forby's right there, Stefan, Lewis 73, Boogie Bill. So yeah, we're missing Neil today. We're missing, hey, we can't forget Kyle either, Kalofsky. Sorry about that, Kyle. Neil did send me a quick note that you guys wouldn't be around for it. I know I've been promising to come back and do more videos. This is the first day I felt really good about doing it. Like, hey, I'm not like ditching my job today, even though I am ditching it right now to cover Rouvy Racing. But like I said, this is I'm air quoting here. I'm literally air quoting my lunch break. Why am I air quoting it right now? No one can see me. That's how involved I get in these races. Hey, here's a name. Persway. Have I seen this rider before? I'm not too sure. How's Silly doing? Silly chilling in 22nd place at the moment, getting on Mike's wheel. Nice job here. Actually, she's pushing to the front. Mike's going to have to get on her wheel real quick. Come on, Mike. Let's do this. Represent Burnaby. I think you're in Burnaby, aren't you? Yeah, let's just say Vancouver. I'm pretty sure you said Burnaby last time we talked. Hey, here's Mako as well. Hey, you know who we're missing? And not because he's at the events. Scriptnet. Where is Scriptnet? With the Kermit the Frog avatar. Has Scriptnet been around? Can someone tell me? I don't think I've done a Muckers race for over a month now. And yeah, and you know what? I know you guys love the videos. I love doing them. I absolutely love doing it, and I feel bad. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss another one. I'm gonna miss another one. And people have asked me, hey, are you gonna do a video? And I'm like, I'm gonna try. And sometimes I said I'm gonna try, knowing very well there's no way I can do it. I just feel like I'm letting everyone down. Check this out here. Ooh, kicking hard here. Up, went from 11 to 13 to 16%. Just smashed these riders here. Let's take a look at the map here. Yeah, you can see there's like a nice little kink in the road here. And if we jump to the front, you can see the others are in it as well. Let's get up to Carroll here. Ooh, take a look at this. Carroll's pushing hard at the front. Put 6 meters into Nelson, followed up with Erland, Bear Remy, and Lewis 73. You know, I don't know if I know this name, Lewis here. Gil Mattio's there as well. So I thought we only had 5. Ooh, it looks like we've had a couple of the groups come back together. There was only 5 at the front. Now we have 7. So as far as I can see, Lewis 73 and Rude Bears, that's right, Rude Bears, not Rude Bars, have caught back on. And it looks like Rude here is just dangling off the back. Come on, Rude, I'm pulling for you here. Come on, Rude. Let's do this. So Rude's just hanging on. This is going to be a tough position for Rude here. It is going to level out. Should give Rude a chance to get back on. I can imagine how hard this rider is working right now. Just behind Rude, we got Hinsbergen. They can just see Rude up in the distance. Actually, no, sorry. Yeah, we got Stefan Schnitt, Hinsbergen, and Schradl. All pursuing hard. They know they got to make a move now if they want to get back to the front. Some people have bridged across. 2 riders did manage to bridge across. I didn't see it go down. This is what happens when the Call and Ramble starts over at Inside Cycling World. Remember to subscribe or just share with all your friends. Share it with everyone. This is some of the best racing you're going to find on YouTube. I know it is. I've done the Zwift racing. This is where it's at. I mean, if you want to see cool courses, not the same old course over and over past the same, whatever it may be in the background, the same tree or the same building or the same dinosaur or the same volcano, this is where it's at. It's a different event. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of cool courses we bring back. We've revived a lot of the classics, as we call them, that people just haven't ridden in a couple years. We've been doing those on our Sunday short races over at Team GRC. Yeah, you're going to see lots of cool courses here. And you're going to get to do lots of the climbs that you see the pros ride. That's my big thing for Rouvy, is that there's just so many routes, so many of the climbs, so many of the places that the pros are actually racing. That's what I want. So we're hoping we can keep our numbers up over the summer. I think everyone's numbers have fallen off, but the Muckers and ourselves over at GRC are holding up quite well. Muckers has a great website. Go and check it out. They show a listing of all their events that are coming up. Hey, I'm just going to jump to the back here for a second because I see Dave Bures is at the back doing a great job back here. Nice job, Dave. David, I should call you. I hate to just, I don't know you that well, so it's David. David Bures. Okay. I don't know a lot about David. He's a level 21 rider. Decked out in standard Rouvy gear, standard Rouvy bike, so relatively new. When I see a level 21, I think you've been riding Rouvy for 3 months. That's my guess. So, and, but check this out here. I love seeing stuff like this. Look at Guest 705. Guest 705 must have started this ride. This is their first ride ever on Rouvy right here. This is it. They would have started this at level 1 because I think myself and Bashak figured out that it only takes about 15 minutes of riding to gain your first level. We're 18 minutes in right now, and Guest 705 is now level 2. So I've seen this before in a race that GRC did. I think it was Lava Beds, and there was another rider in there that started that event at a level 1. I've never seen him again. His name, I remember it very well. His name was Phil Dorney. If anyone knows Phil, shout out to Phil. Brave, gutsy move to join some of these like hardcore events, with people that are going to be racing pretty hard. Okay, so yeah, great job here, Guest 705. I think you, after this event, you should rename your avatar if you'd like, or maybe that's your real name. Maybe your real name is Guest Bill 705. Bill being your middle name. Popping to the front here, Lewis 73. What I can say about Lewis right now, looks like an extremely lightweight rider. let's just take a look at here. So this is the one thing I like doing here is I call it my mental math games. I do this all the time when I watch these rides. I can look at the power to weight ratios, watts per kilo. I can look at the absolute power, and I can figure out what you weigh, kind of on the fly. And looking at this, Lewis 73 is under 60 kilograms. So extremely lightweight rider. I've got a term for it. It's called a pesky climber. Quite pesky. That's the best way I can put it. But at the front right now, we got Gil Matteo, Erland, Carroll, Bear Remy, Lewis 73, who was one of the riders that bridged across. Nelson's there as well. Nelson's always going to be in the front group. And Rude did not manage to make the break. They were 24 meters back when I last saw them, but Rude did the right thing there because 1 versus 6 on that hill would be very tough. Rude now is teamed up with Straddle, Stefan Schmidt, Hensbergen. Like, come on, this is a nice little group right here. I've seen Stefan and Hensbergen ride a lot, so Rude Bars has themselves in perfect position here. We're going to bounce back again. We got L. Roland riding with M4B and Tranberg, all just shoulder to shoulder. All pushing hard, all in excess of like 4.5 to 5 watts per kilo. Up this 9 to 10% gradient here. They'll be done most of the climbing. We're going to have flat for, falls, flatty, with a couple of small kicks. So if you look at the profile on the bottom, the first split, you can see a couple of little kickers on either side of the split. There will be some pressure applied there. Riders will be trying to expose others. Like, are you real deal? Can you really hang with us? So let's jump to the front again. We've got a bit of downhill here because there are a couple little kicks coming here right away. And these can catch you out if you're not really paying attention. So we should have 6 riders at the front. We still do. They bombed downhill, so they put a bit of a dent into the riders behind them. Rude, Straddle, Stefan, and Hensbergen are now upwards of 650 meters behind. That'll all compress again once we hit these bumps. I'm just going to watch here closely to see if any of these riders tries to take advantage of these kicks. Are they enough? Who is going to make a move here? I mean, we're a long way from home with a lot of climbing to do. So I don't think anyone's going to go too nuts here, but if they can hurt someone, if they can expose someone, now's the time. I mean, just dump them out the back and gain 100 meters right away. It's very possible. Everyone here looks like they're quite alert, though. The 6 riders are all, 5-6 meters apart from each other, so looks like everyone's paying attention up front. I've seen it, though, where people get just spat right out the back because they just don't see the bump coming. Maybe they're daydreaming a little bit on their bike. They're on their phone, multitasking like we all do when we ride inside. And they don't see that little quick attack happening. And next thing you know, you're gone. Okay. Jumping back. David, great job. We're going to bounce up to the front here. Just bump up a little bit. We got Bondi. Bottom fall. I'm actually looking for a guest again. Okay, so we got Wallow here. Wallow 70 on the 17% section. Like, ow. We're bouncing ahead again. Just coming out of the steepest stuff is Peter 1980. And here's Guest 705. So I would expect Guest 705 to level up again on this route. So awesome job. Not fast, can't climb. Just up ahead. Obviously you can climb. Get it. We've got Ludwig here, Ludwig DB, level 82. Patrick Venberg, moving along quite nicely here, chasing after Etappen. Okay, here's another new name, Old Feckenheim. Okay, I think I got that. Tom Builder cruising right along. Looks like we got a disconnect here. Coney Coupe, hopefully they get back on board. We got Regina just up ahead. Yeah, like just lightweight climber. Go, go, go. Solund Further up, Igor B, Swiss Chris, Chak. Here's the Shark, riding with Silly Sil. So they're pushing, 3.5 to 4 watts a kilo in places here. They're coming out of some of the kickers. Let's just bounce quickly back to the front here, see if anything happened. Okay, no, Carol looks okay here. There's a bit of a gap, but I think Carol's on top of it. Front 6 still there. Bounce back again, Swiss Chris, Chak. Okay, so we got Silly Sil and the Shark together. Bebby has disconnected. Unfortunate. We got Chorus right behind Mateus Hale there. So, I mean, these riders are getting smashed to pieces right now at this climb. Like, it's 1s and 2s. Like, you're one rider. We got 2 or 3 riders here. Another single. If we jump up to Bat Builder, though, it looks like we got 3 riders together here, including Mike Hagan. And, yes, so here's Bat Builder. Oh, sorry. It's Persway and Mike Hagan up ahead. So taking a little bit of a breather here on the downhill. A few little rollers. And just up ahead of them, they got Palgrave M. Okay, that was the 3 riders I saw up ahead. Okay. Actually, Pal's got a little bit of a bump. A little bit of a lead on them right now, but I'm sure that'll all come back together. We're going to bounce up to Mako here riding solo. Don Mateo. Just around the corner, I think Boogie Bill. Oh, no, Boogie Bill is a kilometer up. Sorry, folks. I'm messing up here. Here's Don Mateo, and Boogie Bill is just up here. You can actually see them on screen right now. So these two should get together. L rolling further ahead, riding with M4B and Tranberg. Nice looking group here. Working well. And they're hitting the flatter stuff now. There's actually a bit of a downhill here. It's going to be flat for a little bit here, and then we're going to start grinding up this climb. Let's see what's going to happen here. I'm looking forward to getting after some of the climbs again with my crappy riding. Like, basically, it all started when I had my surgery done on March the 11th. And when I say surgery, it's nothing big. Don't worry about it. It's just that I had a bone graft in my mouth. But, yeah, like, even my dentist said he goes, stay off your bike for a week. I stayed off a couple days, got back on, got a secondary infection. That threw me off the bike again. I got weaker. I got unfit. Then I got an offer for a job. I started the job, and I was struggling to figure out when am I going to ride. I like to ride in the mornings. I like to ride between 8 and 10 o'clock in the mornings. Well, guess what? I'm at work. But so I told myself for the first month I'm going to just be at that office. There's so much stuff to learn. What do? I'm a customer account manager there. It's totally different from what I've done in the past. My other career, I was a geologist, exploration geologist, oil and gas, stuff that makes the world go round for the last how many years. But anyways, so now I'm working at an independently owned Caterpillar dealer. So we have all sorts of cool equipment out back, excavators, dozers, wheel loaders, compactors. We got everything. It's really fun. There's a lot to learn, so I just wanted to be at the office every day. But now I'm like, I need to get out there and pound the pavement and meet people. And that's what I was doing this morning. I've already been out. And I came back home, remember? This is my lunch break, air quoting again. And then I'll get back on the phone again and start ringing and setting up appointments, figuring out who's building what. So here we go. The front 6 are now starting the climb. And, looking at it, when you look at the profile on the bottom, we've got a good 600 meters anyway of climbing coming up here. With about 12 kilometers left, I'm going to say we've got a 10 kilometer climb here at 6%. That's roughly what it's going to be. If you look at the end of the profile, you can see there's maybe 2 kilometers here at the end, I'm going to guess. Maybe it's about a 9 kilometer climb, not too sure. Just going to have a little peek at the back here. David's doing quite well. Looks like David will catch on to Bondi here, who's just fighting their way up through this 18% section. I'm glad I skipped this challenge, to be honest, at this point, because this looks like a tough one. Bottom fall has disconnected. Be nice to see Bondi and David get together here. In fact, I think when we take this corner here, I think David's going to swing to the left, like a hard left here. Yep, hard left. They might see Bondi up the road. Oh no, there's a couple of squiggles in the road before we get there. But yeah, Bondi is not that far ahead. David's working nice here, putting out more power. They should start clawing Bondi back. Where's our other character, Guest? So Guest, what did I say? Guest's middle name is Bill. Yeah, so Guest here. First name Guest, last name 705. Wow, I'm struggling today, folks. You can tell I haven't done this for a while. Guest is taking a little bit of a breather here. Oh, Guest put the foot down and just got passed by. Not fast, can't climb. Now, what can we say about Guest at this point? Well, the fact that it says Guest 705, maybe they're riding, I don't know, they could be riding in a bike shop for all I know, trying out the machine, trying out Rouvy, and they just stepped off the bike. So, but yeah, good to see them giving it a shot anyways. Bounce up here. So again, we've got our 6 riders at the front, all keeping an eye on each other here. So now we're going to see who really is the climber here. Who's going to be able to just hold the power and pull away. Now, I did say before that Lewis looked quite pesky. Let's take a look here. Yeah, like Lewis has got to be just barely over 50 kilograms, like 53 kilograms maybe. What do you guys think? Yeah. Hopefully everything's, set up right on at that end. So we're like comparing apples to apples here. Carroll's there. Nelson is right there as well. Bouncing back to our second group, there was 4 riders before. We got Rude. Ooh, Rude has pulled away from Stefan. Just 20 meters. That could be just a bump in the road. But Schradl was there as well, and Hinsbergen. So they've all kind of blown apart here. Let's take a look at the map. You can see the 4 of them are right here. The darker color, the green, the yellow, and then Hinsbergen will be here. Who would be the red color, yeah. So, but they have split up. They are being pursued by 3 riders, which looks like M4B, L. Roland, and Tranberg. I could see this group here, these 7 coming back together. It's possible. So here we are in Tranberg, L. Roland, and M4B. So everyone's kind of getting blown apart on this climb now. I'm bouncing back here again because check this out. Here comes our buddy David. He's coming up the hill, and now when he comes around this little right-hand bend in the road, he's out of the toughest stuff. So nice job, David. He's battled through the 18% section. We might see Bondi's avatar title or nameplate, I guess you call it, above their head on the road. It's only 80 meters. We might see it. This will give David a lot of encouragement to chase harder. But David is clawing Bondi back by himself. Okay. Yeah, so Guest hasn't came back, so I always wonder when I see the name Guest, and like, maybe it's just set up in some bike shop somewhere and someone's demoing the software. It could very well be that. I'm trying to stay here. Okay, it looks like Bondi's going to be up around this corner somewhere here, so I want to get back up here. 6 very strong riders at the front here. Then we got Rude 20 meters further back. We got Stefan. Stefan clawing his way back. Big power here. Actually, I think it was Stefan. Another shout out to Stefan. I don't even know what race it was. It might have been a GRC race, I'm thinking. And it was flat. And I'm positive it was Stefan who started like 17 minutes late. When I was commentating at the time, I can't barely remember. I think I was in the race. I jumped off the bike. Then I did my old plug my headset back in and start commentating. I said at the time, I think Stefan started like 5 minutes late. No, he started like 17 minutes late. And he was still catching people on course. Like, all out 4.5 watts per kilo all the way. Like, just slam fest. Watts apocalypse defined. Okay, here we got Schradl. You can just see Stefan up the road. And Hinsbergen, yep, still pursuing here, right there. Now M4B is only 100 meters back. So this is what I'm saying. I think some of these might be able to group back up. M4B, Roland, and Tranberg. Just going to do a quick map again. They're basically all on this one switchback. You know, it's going to take Tranberg a little bit to get around it, but once we get on the flat stuff, might be able to pull back. Who's this purple, these riders here? Okay, we're going to move up a little bit. Here's our front group. Let's jump away again. 6 riders, all just glued together. Yeah, just smashing it up here. Everyone's like, you know, 4 to 4.5 watts per kilo all the way up this climb. Eventually, at some point, people will start breaking down, and there may be people spat out the back. Oh, that's bottom fall back there. Check this out. So here's Bondi, and David got passed. I never saw the pass happen. So David is just around this corner here right now. Jumping back again. Yep, they'll be just around that corner. I don't know if his name will show up right now, but yeah, great job, David. Bondi, you as well. Doing good. Just settle into your zone. Do your own ride. That's what you need to do. Okay, we've lost Guest. We've lost Bebby. We've lost Coney Coupe. We're going to jump up to, I'm just going to say Wallow, 70. Peter, 1980. Yeah, you can see the field is completely blown apart here. I mean, people are separated by hundreds of meters. There might be some regrouping in the middle, but I think if you're not going to regroup there, then everyone's kind of riding solo to the finish. Tom Bilder, Old Feckenheim, Regina, Igor B. See, they're all solos at this point. A couple are together. Like Soland here is only 60 meters behind Swiss Chris. Looks like Soland's riding a little bit harder, 4 watts per kilo. And here's Sully. Now, she was with Squallow earlier. There's been just a tiny bit of separation between the two of them. But what she has on her side here, she's got 2 Muckers members just ahead of her. Squallow and Chak. Maybe they can all work together. Further up the road, Matthias Hale. Matthias always rides in the Muckers events. Always. And moving up, Ratim. Chorus is right with Bat Builder, and just less than 70 meters up the road, we got Persway. Mike Hagan, solid in 18th position. Mako pursuing Pal, Grave M. Boogie Bill, looking good. Right on Don Mateo's wheel. Okay, Tranberg. So Tranberg has fallen out of that group. Tranberg was originally in, I think they were in the group with Schradl, Hinsberg, and M4B and L. Roland. They're just falling out the back a little bit. Let's get to the front. You know, it's usually when I go do that stuff that someone takes off. So these 6 are just glued to each other right now. It's great stuff. Great workout too. You know, like I said before, looks like Lewis is putting in a bit of a dig there, pushing at 6.5 watts per kilo. Bear Remy reacting right now. I caught that live, folks. Just caught that live. I'm so glad I came back. So Lewis was kicking at 6.5 to 7. Bear Remy responded with 7. And there's been some damage done already. You can see here. It's only 15 meters back to the front, but if you're not careful, you can get blown right out the back. Wow. So it's 30 meters now to the back. So Nelson is in 6th. Erland, Carroll, Gil Matteo, but we got these 2 at, there's 3 at the front. But they've opened up a 25-meter gap back to 4th place. Lewis 73, pesky climber. Very pesky. Lewis weighs 55 kilograms. 330 watts, 6 watts per kilo. That should be 55 kilograms. So, very pesky. Gil Matteo, So strong. Says, hang on a second there, Lewis. Not so quick. I'm back. And then we've got Bear Remy there. I've got dogs going ballistic here, folks. Give me a second. Need to check this out. Hey, Riders, back again. Sorry about that. I just had 4 dogs howling, barking at the moon. So what did we miss here? Okay, more damage done on the climb. Lewis, ultra lightweight climber, still pushing hard. Oh, look at this. We got Banner down across the road. Oh, that was kind of amusing to me there. Does anyone remember the Tour de France where one of those inflatable banners did collapse on the road? And riders came whipping around the corner and some wiped out into it. And let me think about this. Ah, God. I think, wasn't it one of the Yates brothers that actually hit it? And it kind of like neutralized their attack. A few years back now. Okay, so what did happen there during that attack is that Bear Remy wasn't able to hold on to the pace of Lewis and Gil Mateo. Now, I'm not sure if Lewis is in contention here for this month's championship or not because I've been so out of the mix. But I guarantee you Gil Mateo is. That's probably why he's right at the front. Okay, so we're going to go through the team here, the race here real quick. We got Lewis, we got Gil, we got Bear Remy. Interesting here. So Erland has now tagged back onto the back end of Bear Remy here. Probably did a lot of work to pull himself back. So hopefully he's got something in the tank here and hasn't blown up too much. Kirill Susik and Nelson, smart move, sticking together. Rude Bears is now riding solo. Schradl, further 150 meters back. Stefan's only 75 meters behind Schradl. M. Forby's only 30 to 40 meters behind Stefan. Hinsbergen, L. Rowan. So not huge gaps, but just enough. You can see them here. The yellow dot, the green dots. So that yellow dot there, let's see if we can do this. Okay, so that's Schradl right there. These are our front runners, I think. Is that our front runner there? Here, I gotta go up to, yeah. So the green dot at the front, the green and the purple, that's Lewis and Gil Mateo. There, that's Lewis and Gil Mateo right here. Then we have Bear Remy in third place with Erland. Erland's right there as well. We're going to jump back 150 meters to Nelson and Kirill Susik. Then we jump back 800 meters to Ruud, who's riding a total solo effort here. Bounce back a bit more. We got Schradl. Then we got Stefan and M. Forby very close together. These two should start working together. I mean, it's kind of hard on the climb, though, but at least it's like a mental thing. Work together mentally. Take turns. Shoulder-to-shoulder riding. Hinsbergen's not too far behind, only 100 meters back. Bounce about 280 meters back. We got L. Rowan with Tranberg. We got Pal, Don Mateo, Boogie Bill, Mako. Jump 300 meters to Bat Builder. Mike Hagan, back to camera mode right here on Mike. So Mike can see Bat Builders just up the road. And then we've got Chorus behind them. Muckers Worldwide Riders right here. I'm trying to find where Sylvia is. We got Persway, Matthias Hale. Before, the last time we saw Sylvia, she was riding with Squallow. Actually, Squallow had just got off the road a little bit. Got Rat Tim, Chak, Soland, Swiss Chris 69. Here's Squallow. And yep, Sylvia is keeping the shark in her sights. He's maybe 90 meters up the road from Sylvia. Let's go back to our friends at the back. Oh, here's Regina here too. So Regina is a climber. Let's see. Okay, so we know we lost Bottom Fall earlier. We've lost Coney. We've lost Guest. I think they were an actual guest rider. Bondi still giving it. Good stuff. David going nice here. I think David's finding his rhythm here at the moment. Getting stronger as he's going. Willow, Peter. Okay. So yeah, there are some riders somewhat close to it, but everyone's pretty much blown apart here. Like between Willow and Peter, there's 370 meters. Then it's almost 2.8 kilometers back to David. From Peter, it's up to our friend Not Fast. Can't Climb is like a kilometer ahead of those two. Ludwig, a couple hundred meters ahead, then another few hundred meters. Like, yeah, everyone is just getting shattered on this climb. So climbing from down here through the split, working our way up these switchbacks. Let's get to the front. See what's happening with Gil and Lewis. Look at this. Gil Mattiau, hammer down, and has dropped Lewis. There's a 77-meter gap between the two of them. So during my rambles, we missed some action. We missed the attack by Gil. But what's going on behind us here? We've still got Erland and Bear Remy together. And jumping back another 150 meters, we've got Nelson and Carroll. So the positions are starting to consolidate. Everyone's now thinking, where am I going to finish in this race? Everyone's probably doing their little mental math games. How many points am I going to get? Who do I need to beat? Who have I lost to? I came into this in 4th overall. I'm going to end up 6th. If I stay in this position, I need to do something. But, it's a hard ask in the middle of this climb. We're climbing, looks like 7.5%, 8% all the way through this stuff. So maybe it was about a 9-kilometer climb with 600 meters of climbing in it. We're going to have a little bit of actually there's some downhill at the end too. Once they top the climb, over the top of the climb, there's a bit of downhill for probably a few hundred meters. And I was going to say probably a great place for Gil to attack Lewis, but they're already split up. Now, can Lewis recover? Gil's riding at 4 to 4.5 per kilo, but it looks like Lewis is capable of riding 5. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Again, Lewis is extremely lightweight. 55 kilogram rider. Probably lives for the climbs. Bear Remy looking good here too. Pushing hard, close to 5 watts per kilo. Slightly heavier rider. Probably more of a... I'd say Bear Remy is just under 70 kilograms. Erland, probably about the same, I would imagine. Just trying to see the numbers stabilize for a second. Give me a second here. Erland looks like he's more like a 75 kilogram rider. So, different riders, different body builds going up the same climb. Okay, can Lewis... Looks like Lewis is clawing Gil Mattiau back a bit. That number's coming down right now. On the 6%, they're both on about the same gradient too. But yeah, Lewis is slowly clawing Gil Mattiau back. Is this even possible? 115 meters between Gil and Lewis. Lewis is applying more pressure. Gil's pretty comfortable riding just over 4 watts per kilo. Lewis is riding at 5 plus. Can he pull him back before the climb tops out? Now we have 5 kilometers to go. Sorry, we have 4.5 kilometers to go. And it looks like, let's say 2 kilometers of that are climbing and 2.5 are the downhill false flatty finish. So Lewis has to do something here in the next 2 kilometers. And look at this, folks. Gill's name tag just popped up on the screen ahead of us. We are down to 70 meters between the two of them. Lewis dug deep, recovered, and has been pursuing Gill. Now, I see Gill's numbers are popping up too. Gill realizes now, I got to keep him away. I got to keep him away. They're riding virtually the same power, 5.9, 6 watts per kilo all the way. As Lewis increases power, so does Gill. This is incredible. Here they are on map. Green dot is Gil Matteo. This purple dot is Lewis, and not that far back is Bear Remy and Erland. So let's not forget about those riders. Okay, looks like Gil's stabilized the damage that's been going on here. Just holding off Lewis. So at this point here, you know, I've been in this similar positions, obviously not in first place, but let's say 32nd place. And I'm watching 33rd and 34th trying to chase me down. You just need to ride the same power as they are up these climbs. Ride the same power. Hey riders, I'm back again. Little technical difficulties yesterday with my mic, so I'm recording this stuff after the fact, post-race, so I kind of know what went down, but I wanted to get this done for you. It is Friday morning now, so obviously we've had a pretty epic battle here, and at this point we're just following Lewis 73 here. I'm going to try to make my screen a little bit better here for myself so I can call this on the fly. Okay, here we go. And shout out to all my Muckers friends that are doing their annual Flanders meetup. I think I mentioned it before. Neil did message me, so it was good to know who wasn't going to be here. But yeah, Kolofsky's not here. Stephen Lutford, Andy Up, Dolph Vader, who I believe that's Torben, I believe. I think I've said that before too. Mick from Germany, Renz Pekavent from Belgium, and Svard. So yeah, these are names I've all seen before. Always at these Muckers events. So good to know they're all getting together. Oh, Silly's also joining them too. Which kind of caught me off guard because she's in this race. And I thought they were all meeting yesterday, that being Thursday, but I guess they're traveling en route to meet up today. Yeah, so that's the scoop with that, folks, if you were kind of lost, as I kind of was too. But let's get back to this racing here. So at this point here, you can see Gill's able to pull away a little bit from Lewis 73. And what's going to be the goal here for Gill is to just get up over that top first. Put that bump behind them. Put that rider behind them. Get out of sight, out of mind. They won't know where you are. Obviously, I guess you can kind of say we do have team radios on Rouvy in a sense that you can see what the other rider's doing up the road. You can see how far they are up the road. I use that all the time. I'm watching what people are doing. So at this point here, Gill's just going to have to match all the power that Lewis is putting in. I'm going to bounce back a little bit here. Bear Remy and Erland Sundstrom are still together. So at this point here, I was still able to follow the race. Just my mic was messing up really bad. So I'm still on a cheapo mic. It seems to work. And in fact, right now, I'm not even on a mic. Basically, right now, with my software editor that I use, nothing special, but I really like it. I'm just talking out loud into the laptop, so hopefully the sound comes across great. Here's David again, David Burez, doing a nice job at the back here, moving back up to Gill. I don't want to miss any of the action at the front. Let's see what Gill does when he gets to the top. So here you can see how the field is completely smashed to pieces at this point. Lewis 73 is the purple dot. I think we back up to Bear Remy. As I said earlier, I saw Bear Remy on a ride a couple days ago. Just nice flat ride. It's the Italian challenge with all the flats. I'm going to finish that one off today. Here's Carol Susik. And then we got Nelson Snyder. So the front six are pretty much all blown apart, except outside of Bear Remy and Erland. And yeah, that's going to come down to a nice little battle at the end. That's for sure. They're right on top of each other. Look at Gill here. He's pushing over the top now. You know, Not letting off at all. This is smart. Don't let off. Keep applying the pressure just to get that little bit of speed boost as you're going into the downhill. Instead of coasting at 16k an hour, just ramp it up to 22, 23 and get over the top. Gil easily able to match Lewis's power there. And here we got these two characters together still, Bear Remy and Erland. What's going to happen here, folks? They're getting close to the top now. Let's keep a close. Oh, look at this here. Check this out. Bear Remy just drops a 9 watt per kilo attack on Erland. Erland is responding at the same 9.5 watts per kilo. Bear Remy, I think I mentioned earlier, I think is slightly lighter than Erland. So this is going to be a bit of a struggle here. Okay, check this out. I just saw Bear Remy push out over 10 watts per kilo. Can Erland hang on here? Hanging on, just 12 meters difference between the two of them. Bear Remy's going to get a tiny bit of a speed boost going down. And Remy's just slaughtering the watts here, just crushing them, trying to get away from Erland. He knows this is his opportunity right here. This little speed burst now as we're going down to the left. And you can see Remy's able to just pull out a bit of a gap on Erland right here. One's carrying a little bit more momentum, just slightly different power over the top there. Gil Matteo racing away to first place here. Awesome job, awesome rider. Any race that Gil Matteo was in, very good chance of winning. Cool to see this. Lewis 73. So at this point here, Erland is now almost 70 meters behind Bear Remy. But I'm thinking here, Erland's going to be able to put out a little bit more power. And that good old thing called gravity is going to help Erland just a little bit. I'm not saying he doesn't have to work here. He's going to be working really hard. Look at him. 6-7 watts per kilo down the hill here. Remy's just chilling out, in that 3 watts per kilo, trying to conserve energy. Remy must have a little plan, a little trick up his sleeve here. What's he going to do? Erland's slowly clawing back. But, we're like 1.5 kilometers to the finish, and they still have a 50, 60 meter gap here. Can Erland get back on? Erland pushing over 4 watts per kilo. Remy's trying to hold him at bay. Doing his best. And we got Kirill Susik and Nelson. They've just came over the top as well. And then we still got Rude Bears further back, Schradl, M4B. I'm going to focus a lot on this stuff at the end here. And what happened in this one too is look at Erland drop the watts. Working so hard to get back on here. 8 watts per kilo on a downhilly part. A little down, false flatty. So the way this one went down, I could only cover the top riders because I had to get back to work. But I love doing this. So here's Erland coming in. He's that magenta colored dot chasing the purple dot and comes right around over the shoulder of Bear Remy. Bear Remy must be just shaking his head thinking, what can I do next? We got Gil up the road. Should be finishing imminently. Yep. You're going to have a quick look at Gil here. I'm getting better at this jumping away. Basically, you need to jump away in the last couple meters so you don't get locked into the finish chute with the person you're following. So watch this. We're going to jump away. Yeah. See how I snap my fingers there at the same time, folks? Lewis 73 coming in. But look at these two side by side. What does Bear Remy have left up his sleeve? What can he do here? Two awesome riders. Like, just cycling studs, that's for sure. Erland is not letting Bear Remy get away at this point. Doing his best to hold on here. Just eyeballing each other. Looks like Erland... Oh, check this out. Bear Remy just drops 14.5 watts per kilo with 200 meters to go. Erland is responding, but Remy, a 14 watt drop, you're going to get 10 meters instantly. Bear Remy comes in third. We got Erland in fourth. Like, when I watched that yesterday, I was like honestly screaming out loud watching that. I wish you could have heard me on mic. That wasn't working properly. So Kirill Susik coming in here. Quickly, we're actually on Rude Bears at the moment. I don't know how much longer we got left in the video here. Trying to watch it at the bottom here. Yeah, so what an awesome race. I don't know how the month turned out for the Muckers here. But, yeah, that was really cool. That finish between Bear Remy and Erland was totally worth making the whole video, as far as I'm concerned. Epic battles. Remy attacked, got away. Erland had to just dig so deep to get back on. And did it. And did it on a downhill. Clawed him all the way back. 70 meters to claw back on that downhill, I don't think that's no easy task. Like, that's no joke. So we're just going to browse through a few of the other riders. You got Course here, Persway. I wanted to kind of show everyone again, Mateus, Swiss Chris 69. Here's Silly Sil doing her thing, and she will be joining the Muckers today, which is Friday. Here's Regina in Flanders. Hopefully they all get out for a ride, at least enjoy some drinks together.